Why do scammers often ask to move to WhatsApp? Many online scams follow a surprisingly predictable pattern. A conversation begins on one platform. It might be a social media site, a dating app, a marketplace, or even a professional networking site. At first, the conversation seems completely ordinary. A greeting, a few friendly questions, a little small talk. Nothing about it immediately feels suspicious. But then, something subtle happens. The person suggests moving the conversation somewhere else. Often the request sounds casual. Do you have WhatsApp? Let's chat on WhatsApp instead. It's easier to talk there. To many people, this request seems harmless. After all, millions of people use WhatsApp every day. It's fast, it's convenient, and it feels personal. But in many scams, this moment is actually a turning point. Because moving the conversation away from the original platform gives the scammer several advantages. The first advantage is privacy. Large platforms like Facebook, Instagram, dating sites, and marketplaces often monitor conversations for suspicious behavior. They have systems designed to detect scams. If a conversation contains certain patterns, links, or financial requests, the platform may flag the account or even block it. Scammers know this, so they try to move the conversation somewhere with fewer protections. Messaging apps like WhatsApp provide a more private environment. Once the conversation moves there, the platform where the two people originally met can no longer see what is being said. This means the scammer has far more freedom. They can begin introducing more personal topics. They can build emotional connection more easily. And eventually, they can introduce the story that leads to a request for money. But privacy is only one reason scammers prefer WhatsApp. The second reason is psychological. Messaging apps create a sense of intimacy. When people exchange messages on social media, the interaction often feels casual and public. But messaging apps feel different. They feel more personal, more direct, more like a private conversation between two individuals. And that shift in feeling matters. When conversations move to a private messaging space, people often become more open. They share more details about their lives, their routines, their worries, their relationships. The conversation begins to resemble a friendship, or sometimes even a romantic relationship. Scammers understand this very well, because emotional connection is the foundation of many successful scams. Once a person feels they are speaking privately with someone they trust, their guard often lowers. And when emotional trust is present, financial manipulation becomes easier. The third advantage scammers gain by moving to WhatsApp is persistence. If a scam account is removed from the original platform, the scammer may lose access to the victim entirely. But if the conversation has already moved to WhatsApp, the connection remains. The scammer can continue communicating even if their social media account disappears. This makes it much harder for the victim to break contact, because by that point, the relationship may already feel established. The scammer may have been messaging daily, sharing stories, expressing concern, asking questions, offering sympathy. Over time, the interaction begins to feel normal, almost routine. And that routine is powerful. Once people develop a habit of communication with someone, breaking that habit becomes difficult. This is part of what psychologists sometimes describe as relationship conditioning. The brain becomes used to the presence of the other person, their messages, their responses, their attention. And when that pattern is in place, the scammer can begin introducing new elements into the conversation. Perhaps a small problem, a delay, a financial obstacle, something temporary, something that requires help. By that stage, the victim may no longer feel they are dealing with a stranger. They may feel they are helping someone they know, someone they care about, someone they trust. This is why the shift to WhatsApp often appears early in many scams. It allows the scammer to create a private environment where emotional influence becomes easier to apply. But it is important to understand something clearly. Moving a conversation to WhatsApp is not automatically a sign of a scam. Many people legitimately use messaging apps to communicate. Friends do it, families do it, colleagues do it. The key issue is not the app itself. It is the pattern of behavior surrounding the request. If someone you have only just met online quickly pushes to move the conversation off the platform where you met, it is worth pausing. Ask yourself why. Is there a clear reason? Or is the request simply framed as more convenient? Awareness of these patterns can make a significant difference. Because once people understand how scams are structured, the tactics become easier to recognize. They begin to see the sequence, the trust building, the shift to private messaging, the gradual emotional connection, and eventually, the request. These patterns appear again and again across many types of scams. Romance scams, investment scams, friendship scams, even impersonation scams. Understanding these patterns is one of the most effective ways to protect yourself. Because manipulation often depends on people not recognizing the structure of what is happening. If you are interested in learning more about the ways emotional influence and financial manipulation can become intertwined, you may find useful insights in the book Break Free from Financial Abuse. The book explores how trust, emotional pressure, and financial control can sometimes overlap in unhealthy relationships and manipulative situations. And while scams are not the same as abusive relationships, the psychological techniques used in both situations often share similar foundations. They rely on trust, they rely on emotional leverage, and they rely on gradually increasing commitment. Which is why recognizing the early signs of manipulation is so important. In the modern digital world, conversations move quickly. Relationships can form through text messages and screens. But the underlying patterns of human behavior have not changed. Scams often succeed not because people are careless, but because scammers understand how trust grows and how easily that trust can be redirected. Sometimes, the most important moment in a scam is not the request for money. It is the moment the conversation quietly moves somewhere private, often to an app that feels harmless, an app like WhatsApp. Because once the conversation moves there, the stage is set for the rest of the story to unfold.